Hello, welcome to the lesson. Congratulations on deciding to learn Stand By Me because it's a brilliant song. It's a really popular one, it's a classic, especially if you're a singer and you're going to sing along whilst you're playing this, then it's a brilliant piece for your repertoire. Or with a band, it works really well as well. So it's just an all-round popular song. So let's get on with it. Now, I want to just demonstrate now what I'm going to show you in this lesson. And so on. Now you can see it's quite an interesting sequence because we're actually combining a bass line with a chord sequence, okay? The bass line is this part. And the chord sequence is this part. Okay, you get the idea, and then when we put it both together, it sounds really effective. Okay, I think you get the idea. So the first thing I want to do now is talk you through the chord sequence, because once you understand the chord sequence, really the rest will fall into place. So let's begin. Now, it does use bar chords, and you should already understand bar chords because I explained it in the free 12-part course. So if you need to go back and refresh your memory on that, then, you know, by all means do. But I'll explain it all now anyway. So you need to take your first finger and put it on a bar across all the strings at fret 5, and we're going to make an A chord, okay? So what I'd like you to do is to use your third finger onto the 5th string at fret 7, and then the little finger goes right in there behind it on the 4th string at fret 7, and then your middle finger goes onto the 3rd string in the middle, which happens to be fret 6, okay? So I suggest you look at the chord chart next to me just to clarify that. You can just test this chord and make sure it's sounding okay and strum all the strings just to make sure all those notes are sounding as they should, okay? So the next chord in the sequence is F sharp minor chord. So what that means is we're going to put a bar on at fret 2 this time, and we're just going to use the 2 fingers. So we've got the 5th string as normal and the little finger on the 4th string, and it's usually the same with those. They tend to be the same. But because it's a minor chord, we're not going to use the middle finger, okay? So it's just the bar and the 2 fingers. And you can just test it and make sure it sounds okay. The next chord is a D chord, but not the D as we know it. We're going to do it as a bar, okay? Because just in case you didn't already realise, there is many ways of playing the same chord on a guitar. So try it like this. This is a bar at fret 5, okay? Now, the way we should do this strictly is by doing this. The bar's at fret 5, and we're going to use the middle finger on the 4th string at fret 7. Now this is quite a challenging chord, so be patient with yourself on this one, okay? Yeah, like I said, we've got the middle finger on the 4th string, this is the 3rd finger on the 3rd string, and the little finger's on the 2nd string, and they're all at fret 7, okay? Now if you look at the chord chart next to me, you'll see how it should look. With this chord, we just want 5 strings. So what I mean by that is we're not going to pluck the 6th string, okay? So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I realise that is quite a challenging chord, and to be honest, some people find it easier than others because everybody's hands are different. Some people are more flexible than other people. But I've got a little trick for you, a little way of making it easier. This is how I do it. Instead of using the 3 fingers, we're just going to put one finger, the 3rd finger, we're going to lay it across those strings. So it's flat, making like a mini bar, and it's holding down the 4th string, the 3rd string and the 2nd string, instead of us having to use separate fingers, okay? So what we've got here, just to clarify, is the bar, and the tip of this finger is holding down the 5th string. We're not going to use the 6th string for this chord, okay? This is just a 5-string chord. So that bar's there. Here we got the mini bar with strings 4, 3 and 2, and the first string now becomes redundant. We can't really do anything with it at this stage. So here's what I suggest. You're just going to use strings 5, 4, 3 and 2. Okay. You might have to work with that one a little bit to get the hang of it, but I'm sure you'll be fine. And then what happens in the song is we move it up 2 frets and it becomes an E chord, okay? So there's your chord sequence. Don't be put off. I know it seems a little bit tricky, but stick with me. I'm sure you'll be fine. And of course, as usual, if you need to watch the video a few times, I really encourage you to do that, okay? I didn't learn to play guitar overnight and, you know, probably neither will you. So let's get on with it. I want you to start with the 6th string open. And then use your first finger to play fret 4 on the 6th string. And now here's where we begin the bar chord. You put your first finger on fret 5 and this is the A chord. And what I want you to do is use your thumb to pluck the 6th string. And then I want you to use these 3 fingers to pluck strings 3, 2 and 1. And then you're going to pluck the 6th string again. And then 3, 2 and 1 again. Okay. So let me just demonstrate that. And I want you to do that twice. So it will sound like this. Okay, there we go. Now, of course, you've always got the PDF document with the tab as well if you need to look at the tab on its own after you've watched this video. All right, so let's move on. So the next part goes like this. I want you to pluck the 6th string at fret 5 on its own and then play it open. And now you're going to put your finger onto fret 2, but this is where we form the bar chord of F sharp minor. So make it as a bar. And remember, you're just going to use those 2 fingers on strings 5 and 4, no middle finger, and you're going to pluck the 6th strings, the same pattern, and then strings 3, 2 and 1, 6th string again. Okay, so let me just demonstrate that part. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is play the 6th string at fret 2 on its own, and then open, and then back onto fret 2, and you're going to do the chord pattern again. So 6th string, 3 strings, 6th string, 3 strings, like that. Okay, I'm going to play that to you from the start, just to clarify what we've done so far. Okay, I hope it's starting to make sense now. So here's the next bit. You're going to pluck the 6th string at fret 2 again, and then open. And now we're going to move to the D chord. Okay, so that's the one where we put the bar on at fret 5, and we're just covering the 5 strings. We're not really using the 6th string at all. And remember, we're going to use this mini bar. This 3rd finger is going to lay across strings 4, 3 and 2. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to pluck the 5th string with your thumb, and then you're going to use these 3 fingers, but now we're plucking strings 4, 3 and 2. So effectively we've moved up a string. Okay, and then you're going to pluck the 5th string again, and then pluck the 3 strings again. So let me just demonstrate that again in slow motion. Okay, good. Stick with me. We're nearly there. This is nearly the end of the sequence now. You're going to pluck the 5th string at fret 5. Now you're going to use your 3rd finger on the 5th string at fret 7, and you're going to pluck and slide to fret 9. Okay, and now this is where we play the E chord, which is the same as the last chord, just up a couple of frets. So now our bar is on fret 7. And the mini bar is lying across strings 4, 3 and 2, the same as before, but of course, you know, we've moved up. And you're going to pluck the 5th string, strings 4, 3 and 2 together, 5th string again. Okay, let me just demonstrate that last section. we finish up by playing the first section of the song again, twice, which sounds like this. So what that means is we finish the sequence on the same chord that we started on at the beginning, okay? So let me demonstrate this whole thing right the way through and you can follow me. Okay, so, you know, if you need to stop the video and wind it back and watch it again, please do that. And also look at the tab on the PDF document that, that you've also downloaded as well as this video. Okay, so that's Stand By Me. And to be honest, if all this picking is too fiddly at first, what I suggest you do really is just use the chords and get used to strumming the chords. Okay, there you go. It's a fairly advanced piece. In fact, my hand aches now after playing it, so you're not alone. And if your fingers get sore, that's perfectly normal as well. It's all part of playing guitar. So enjoy this one. As usual, you know, be patient with yourself. Give it the time it deserves. The guitar ain't going to learn to play itself, okay? So, so go away and practice. Enjoy yourself. I really look forward to seeing you soon in another lesson. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.